shelter experiences I've had in a long time. Two groups. 3 guys who were a little bit older, in their 20s, and 3 in their teens. I thought the 3 teens would be the more responsible ones. When I had dinner, the 20-somethings were having joints around me, which didn't add to my enjoyment of my dinner. But they went to bed before it got dark, because they were getting up early. The other 3 kids, they finally got out of their bunks. They go over to one of the tent pads near one of the other 3, and they talk at normal voice until like 10:30. I was not happy. And then they come back in, and they're thumping and banging and making noises, getting into their cots, and then 1 or 2 of them, they're starting to look at their phones, like Facebook, and I just said, hey, can you do your Facebook in the morning? And, you talk and kept me up all night, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, they turned it off, thankfully, and went to sleep. But anyway, one of these guys, they have a mattress that makes so much freaking noise. It's like it was made to make noise. It's horrible. So about 5:45, I just decided to get up, and right now, it's just barely after 6. I'm going to get my food bag here from the Bare Bots, go down, stick the food in my pack, or the pack together. Have to run down to the bottom of the hill and get some water, and then eat and get out of here. Hopefully by 7 o'clock at the latest. I just don't want to be around these guys at all. Thankfully, they're southbounders. I won't ever see them again. And as for the tramway, I don't see them moving yet, but I'm sure they will be. It rained about 11 o'clock last night for about an hour. Pretty hard. Everything's kind of damp, but the sky looks blue right now. Prediction I heard was that it was going to rain later today, so take it as it comes. I was kind of wrong about clear skies, although I do see a little sunlight popping through. There is some dark clouds, and it's just drizzling now. So I put the pack cover on. Just protect the tent. Sweating a lot coming up the hill. I still have another, 2 miles to go to the peak. I think it's another 1.5 miles to the first shelter, and not really sure which one I'm going to, where I'm going to. I just know I gotta go. So maybe when I get to the shelter, I'll take a closer look at Gut Hook and figure out what's coming up. I took a cursory look yesterday, but again, the GPS was wrong, so I wasn't really getting the proper distances, and I didn't want to think, oh, okay, I'll go for that one, 18, and then later when I'm on the trail, the GPS is working, it might say, 28 or something like that, so a bit of a pain. Oh. Other than that, when I was down getting water, one of the other guys, the older guys there in their 20s, he came down, was getting water. We're talking about the people keeping us up last night talking, and I was talking about leaving the 3 young guys, and he was talking about the tramway up the hill. So he was closer to them than I was at one point. I do remember hearing laughter, but that's the kind of thing I kind of wanted to mention to them about their noise level, and then to have to deal with people that, actually young guys, very immature. I mean, they kept food in the shelter, eating Pop-Tarts. They were making so much noise, getting to their bunks, and why we were talking quietly at the table this morning, I don't know. I mean, I just talked normal tone of voice, gave them back what they gave. Oh well. On I go. So later. It's not drizzling right now, but I'm sure it'll come and go. So I guess I'm up there. Pause to read. Pause to read. Pause to read. Apparently the place doesn't open for another hour, so I guess I could stick around and have breakfast here. I guess I can go check what the menu is and the cost at the lodge, if it's not too onerous. I might as well just bite the bullet. Maybe that's why everyone else was taking their time this morning. They knew the tower didn't open till 9, so they didn't have to hurry to get up here like I did. Bit of a view. So Mount Greylock is the tallest mountain in Massachusetts, and at least there's a view for a change. Next morning before I get here, and everything is whiteout. Let's check out these views here. Pause to read. Started way down there, and I've been making my way all the way up, somewhere around there, I guess. But I still have enough to keep going and get up all the way up to there. Yeah, I read someplace that this lodge was built by the CCC, and so now I know it stands for Civilian Conservation Corps. No problem. The views up here are really quite nice. I'm glad I stuck around and had a couple cups of coffee. And now it's time to move on. Heard the weather report was the chance of rain late, like 4 o'clock, 30%. So I don't know if the other guys have already been here and gone, but it's time for me to get out and get going.
from Thailand, just heading southbound from Great Barrington to Connecticut. And yeah, happy to meet you on this nice and overcast day.
Yeah, no, this is day 2 or is it 3?
This is day 3.
Yeah. Day 3 out of how many do you plan?
Well, the
Maybe?
plan was 2 weeks, yeah.
The best laid plan, yeah.
Right, about 14 stops, so
Yeah.
13, 14 stops.
I'll just do my regular pan around and remind myself what was here. A lot of nothing usually. And back to you guys. Well, thanks.
All right.
Nice to meet you.
Bye-bye.
That couple I was talking to, I was only expecting to be there for 10-15 minutes. Ended up being there for easily over half an hour. They're doing a section hike. We're going to do like 20 days. And the husband expect them to do about 20k, so let's say 15 to 16 miles a day. But they did this just looking at videos like Ditzy. And like I said to her, well, and the 4 different people I watched videos of, no one talked about how the trail is always up and down. I mean, right now it's fairly horizontal, and that's when people shoot video because they're not panting or need both hands. It's beginning to rain a little bit here now. They're not having to really focus on slippery rocks and things going downhill. And she laughed and said, yes, that's true. It was like day 2, I think. And they had no idea, so taking a day off. And just, as I sat there and just saw what they had next to their tent in the shelter, you know, bottles of lotion and soaps. And the husband, when he arrived, he had a very small bottle of laundry detergent. I mean, a bottle from the store. And it's like, oh, you're carrying a lot of weight you don't need. And yeah, she said that she'd run half marathons, but it did not prepare her for the sweating. And we joked about how, she said, oh, well, you know, she said she only wore 2 pair of underwear, or had 2 pair of underwear. And I said, well, the reality is you're probably only wearing 1 for an entire week, unless you soil it or something like that, because you're covered in sweat all the time and you don't have a change of clothes, and depending on the weather, you know, you're not rinsing out your clothing or have laundry soap with you to wash clothes on trail. And everybody is the same way, so it is not unique. And you just have to get to the point where you don't care what other people might think, because no one else cares. And we don't notice the smell of each other. It's only after you get showered and you put clean clothes on that you even begin to notice BO. And I carry at least a little piece of deodorant with me that I can put on. Other people don't even have that. So they're immediately getting the BO smell. Anyway, it was an interesting conversation. But yeah, as I said to her, oh, you may not make 20 days. And all you need is 1 really nice weather day. And you'll forget about days like this where you're wet and it's kind of depressing and it bored. I said to her, you know, I'm walking and it can be very boring because all you're doing is looking at the ground in front of you. You can't look up most often because you're going to trip and bang your head on a low branch, sometimes even. So, and when I'm recording a trail video, I'm only doing it on a section that's usually pretty level. Otherwise I'm kneading my hands for the poles and breathing hard and sweating, and I'd be jiggling all over, up or down. So and that's the majority of the time. So, well, you hear the rain, I'm gonna put you away for a while. Well, I was at that beautiful viewpoint and continued on the AT, and about 20 minutes later I looked up and saw a blue blaze and went, uh-oh, and still wasn't raining hard enough that I was able to pull out Good Hook and take a look where it was, and I was nowhere near the AT. So I had to turn around in the rain and walk back, and it was quite a walk back to the lookout, and that's where I saw that the AT went in the other direction from where I was standing at that viewpoint. And as it happened, the letters was there, and she stopped for whatever moment and explained to me that she and the other people were going off trail for 3 days to her family reunion, and so wanted me to keep in touch, but might not see them again. And then I passed on the way down the trail Pacemaker, talked to him a bit, but anyway, I decided when I came back that I was just irritated with myself, and couldn't tell if the rain was just going to go all day, and it would be even later when I would get to the shelter, like after dinner, 6:30 at the earliest, and I just didn't want to walk that late, so I decided to come back to the shelter I was at earlier, and that was a couple hours ago. The rain happened for a while. There was a couple day hikers who also followed me here and sat around for about 20 minutes until the rain looked like it was lighting up a bit, and off they went toward Mount Greylock, and right now it's sunny and nice out, but it's almost 4 o'clock, and it was a gamble as to what the weather would be. It felt like it was going to just keep raining and raining, and I didn't know if I'd be able to get even a spot in the shelter, with running into southbounders now, and whether I have to set my tent and blah, 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 blah. And I just thought, cut my losses, shut the day down early, and head out tomorrow morning with a different attitude, whether it was raining or not. So hopefully my clothes will dry a little bit more. I'm all nice and dry now, and with the sun out, it feels like I should be out there walking, but I'm not going to today. And yeah, it was my own fault. I should have made sure that there was a white blaze in the direction I was going, and or even check Gut Hook before I headed off. But it seemed so obvious to me that there's a path there. That must be it. And that's just what happens. Just good that I even checked when I did, or looked up when I did, because who knows how far I would have gone down that trail and where it would lead. And having done that accidental southbound experience a few days back, I don't want to just get so fed up that I quit the trail.
Didn't download it until we'll do it when we were and we got to New York,